there are no. In fact, the most voluminous portion of the Veda is Karma Kanda. In the Karma Kanda of the Veda itself prescribes what now invocation of Devatas and offering oblations to them. The worship, the form of worship is introduced in the very Veda. That is based on the law of karma, that no action goes waste without producing a result. This is the law of karma. Therefore, worship also, invoking the grace of Devatas through the offering of oblations, expressing one's gratitude to Devatas, for all that they can give us. It also what? A karma, which means the worship is introduced. Which means Devata Aradhanam, not only that, Ishvara is introduced. We say what? All the Devatas together constitute Ishvara. Why does Shastram introduce Ishvara? If it is Ishvara is not there, Mithya. Ishvara is Mithya, Jagat is Mithya, Jiva is Mithya, everything is Mithya here. All that is experienced is Mithya. All that is experienced is Mithya. The experiencer status also is Mithya. The truth of the experiencer, the consciousness obtaining as the truth of the experiencer, obtaining as the existence of the all that takes experienced here, alone is Satyam. Means, why is it there? The question will arise, why can't Upanishad straight away teach this? Why can't Upanishad straight away teach this fact? Here, Gaudapada Acharyaji gives the reason. Understand? This is what very, very important. This is the part many people miss out. See, a human being basically is a social being, we know that. And we are the people most insecure beings in the world, you know that. Even though we are the most sophisticated, but still we are the most insecure beings. Because no dog or cat worries, really speaking, there's no insecurity. They just live because programmed to live and go. We are very insecure. And we are emotionally very needy, emotionally dependent, irrespective of who the human being is. Whether he is Indian or a Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim or anybody, wherever one is born, every human being basically, naturally is emotionally dependent, needy and insecure. Irrespective of who the person is. Therefore, definitely it is very important for one to be dependent on the world. Nobody can say, nobody can be by oneself. It is impossible for one to be by oneself without leaning on the world, depending upon the world. It's not for survival, I'm saying. Emotionally, without leaning on the world, it is not possible for one to be by oneself. But when you are emotionally dependent, because of the ignorance is there, see, everything is natural here. Who has created the ignorance? Ignorance is very natural. Ignorance being natural, ignorance caused problems are also natural. It is natural for one to feel small and insecure and inadequate. Therefore, to feel secure. See, everyone is naturally, basically insecure, inadequate. Why? There's a sense of inadequacy, sense of smallness, sense of insecurity centered on I. Caused by what? This is the fundamental problem. Caused by the delusion born of ignorance. The ignorance is very natural. Nobody has created. We should not ask why ignorance is. We don't ask the question. Ignorance is. That's how. And here, that such being the case, it is you can't help. In order to feel, in order to be secure, what you do naturally, not knowing ignorance being the root cause of your insecurity and inadequacy and sense of smallness, we help helplessly, what is available for us to lean on to feel secure is the world of objects which is available for experience. Understand? Therefore, the more and more we are depending on the world for our experience, the more we continue to be gross and ignorant. If in order to help us, straight away the world cannot say, even though you are dependent on the world for security, still there's no real security. Even having the world, leaning on the world also, you will continue to be insecure. So leaning on the world does not make you really secure. You feel secure for some time. Really it is not a source of security. And why? Because as long as ignorance is there, there will be this dependence on the world for security will be there. So straight away, Shastram cannot say, you do not know what you are. You are ignorant of yourself. Ignorance is the root cause of, the delusion. Therefore, because of the delusion, there is a sense of, you mistake your anatma for the atma. Therefore, you have the fundamental problem of sense of smallness, sense of inadequacy, sense of insecurity centered on I. Therefore, what you should do, therefore, you are dependent on the world for security. In fact, you are the source of security. You have to know what you are. You are happiness. You are fullness. There is no Jagat. Everything is mithya. If the Jagat says, this, you are not depending upon this mithya world. If the Upanishad says in the very first class, next day we won't come to the class. We are already very insecure. And Upanishad teaches in the very first day like this, it is non-digestible, bitter fact. And we were so much in love with this world, isn't it? We love this world so much because it is very cozy for us. Therefore, Bhagavan, Shastram knows, Shastram cannot shift your dependence straight away from the world to yourself. Cannot make you absolutely dependent, small, insecure, limited individual who is dependent on the world. Shift your dependence from the world to a dependent individual. He cannot make you self-dependent straight away. He has to shift your emotional dependence from the world to Bhagavan, Ishvaraha, and from then it is easy. Then Ishvara to yourself. When your dependence from the world to Bhagavan, if emotional dependence is shifted from the world to the Lord, Ishvara, you are religious. Religious. When your dependence is shifted from the world to yourself, you are spiritual. Understand? It's good. Therefore, here he gives the answer. Look at this. What is the? Therefore, he is going to say here, people who are basically, naturally, all the human beings are very insecure, emotionally dependent people, needy people, and very immature people also. Dependent or immature. Don't mistake me. The Shastram says, we may be 60, 70, 80, okay, but still, okay, whatever it is, we are relatively more mature than our children. Certain aspects, not every, sometimes they are more mature. But Shastram says, if we are not immature, why we are immature? We are all dependent on the world for our security and happiness. Why? Because the world is very real for us. So he says now in this verse, let us read this Karika now. Upalambhat samacharat asti vastutvavadinam jatistu deshita buddhaihi Ajate strasatam sada.
Ajate strasatam sada.
Upalambhat samacharat.
Upalambhat samacharat.
Asti vastutvavadinam.
Asti vastutvavadinam.
Jatistu deshita buddhaihi.
Jatistu deshita buddhaihi.
Ajate strasatam sada.
Ajate strasatam sada.
Okay. He says, Vastutvavadinam. Vastutvavadi means those people for whom the world is very real. Vastutvavadi here means the people who are emotionally insecure. When you say people who are, I mean what? Entire humanity, in fact. Okay, the people are emotionally insecure, emotionally dependent, and they are very immature. Therefore, such people, for them the world is very real. Vastutvavadinam jagad asti. This world is very real for those immature, insecure, emotionally needy people who are dependent on this world for their security. Very real for them. Vastutvavadinam jagat asti. Why it is real for them? He gives two reasons. Upalambhat. One reason is upalambhat. For the immature people who are insecure and dependent on this world for security, for such people world is real. Why? Because, first reason, because of its availability for experience and perception. The world is available for experience and perception. Therefore it is real for those people, not for the mature people, not for those who are not dependent on the world for their security and happiness, not for those people who are emotionally free from dependence, only for the people who are emotionally dependent. Which means, who are the people who are free from emotional dependence? We call them Jivan Muktas, wise people. Wise people are those who are emotionally free from emotional dependence, who are not emotionally needy people, who are not dependent on the world for their security or happiness. They are wise people. Who are the wise people? Who have the wisdom. What is the wisdom? Those who know the truth. What is the truth for them? For them, there is no second thing other than the truth, and that truth is their own self. For them, the truth is the substance of the substantive I, and that's the only substance of all the substantives of the world. That's the only substance for the substantive world also. They are wise people. But here, he is not talking about the wise people, he is talking about the Vastutvavadi. Vastutvavadinam means for those people who are ignorant of the truth, who are ignorant of the self, who are deluded, who do not have the lack of, who do not have the discriminative knowledge of what is Satyam and what is Mithya, and who are very emotionally needy and dependent, and who are dependent on the world for security, and such people see this world as the reality. Why? Because it is available for experience and perception. Upalambhat. Not only that, he goes one more step. Samacharat. Why? Because every object in this world exists, what now? Within the realm of order. There is no object here which is not within the order. Every object means what? All the functions, all the actions, all the experiences, all the objects of experience, are all within the realm of law and order, the universal natural law and order. Everything is in perfect order. Even the disorder, anything which seems to be not acceptable for us, we think there's disorder. In fact, the seeming disorder also is within the realm of the order. There is no disorder at all. There is absolutely perfect order here. There is orderliness. Orungu. There is perfect orderliness. Sun, moon, all the objects here, they are all functioning. Everything there is a function. Isn't it? The whole Jagat. Jagat itself is what? Actually, Uriyakam. There's a function. And then all of them are within the realm of the law and order, means there is orderliness. That is why, what about the experience of pain, the experience of pleasure, the jealousy, hatred, anger, action, reaction, everything is within the realm of order, beautiful order, orderliness. And there is a law of karma. Why if somebody is suffering, why somebody is not suffering? We talk about what? It is because of the past karma. Which means, how come the karma determines, the result is determined by the law and order. Not the karma. The result of the action is determined by the natural law and order. And which is expressed in the form of what? Which gets expressed in the form of the person's experience of pain or pleasure, success or failure, loss or gain. My God, which means there is an order involved everything. There is orderliness. Shastram itself talks about what? Sanchitam karma, agami karma, parabdha karma, everything. But they are all relatively real. Not absolutely real. There is an orderliness. It's called samacharaha. Everything is functioning in proper, perfect order. That orderliness, that obtaining in this functioning of the universe, also seeing that also what? Even the people who are highly, all the scientists, really all of them must be wondering, my God, how wonderful it's function, how wonderful it is, how it is functioning. When you see every object here, like that, so because of the orderliness also what? They think the world is real. The second word actually is also answer for the scientists also. Because they probe into how things work here, how it functions here, what is the cause, what caused the disease, what must be the... Now, always every time some new medicine is discovered as a remedy for any given disease, they have done a lot of research, which means they've understood the disorder, and which means there's an order behind it. That is why it is possible. Curing, correcting is possible only if they understand the correction of disorder is based on the understanding of the order involved in the function. This is the secret behind the discovery of anything. All this work. That is why they are all educated, very highly learned people, and who have done a lot of research, which means they also appreciate the orderliness. Shastram does not deny the perceptibility, experienceability, diversity, plurality, even the orderliness, Shastram does not deny. Because of that, what happens? These immature people, people, the insecure people, emotionally needy people, mistakes this world for reality. They mistake this mithya universe for real universe. Okay, samacharate, upalambhate, the fifth panchami, when it comes, the hetvate panchami, there's a het reason why people mistake this universe. It is common, it is natural for anybody to mistake this universe for the reality. Because available for experience, there is orderliness in the universe. So Upalambat Samacharat Vastutvavadinam Jagad Asti. Therefore, for such people, straight away if we say there is no creation, Shastram does not want to introduce Ajati Vadaha, the very first class of Vedanta. Ajati Vadaha means what? Isn't it? The establishment of the fact of the non-creation, creation being not there. There is no creation at all. There is no Jagat. There is only Satyam. If there is no cause, there is no effect, therefore there is no creation, there is only Satyam. If this, it is called what? This is what is expressed by one word, Ajati, non-creation. So if the Upanishad teaches, it will really confuse the simple people. The simple people cannot digest this fact. Sometimes, something you can't overload the mind. The mind needs some capacity to digest the fact. The mind needs to become mature. The gross mind needs to become subtle mind. That is why I told you, the very first class, kindergarten class, when we go, we are not even given the pencils with the sharp edges. We are only given the crayons. Know why? We are all crayons only. In kindergarten class, you are not asked to use the pencil, HB pencil with the sharp edge. That use only when you go to higher standards, when you use geometry box and fine drawings you make, you need such pencils, because we are not subtle enough to handle the pencil edge, isn't it? Points. Then we need what? We don't, everything we just break. That's why they start with the crayons and chalk pieces and pencil, clay pencils use on the boards. That we can break because we are grossest minded. We start with our mind, or what is also what now? Like that one. We're all what now? Actually, we're all like diamonds, uncut diamonds, isn't it? They have to shine, means they have to be properly cut. They have to really. Therefore, here buddhi is there. It's not sharpened buddhi. That has to be sharpened. Similarly, the gross minds must become subtle minds to appreciate the subtle facts. So here also, Veda is always, Vedaha is also called Mata, Shruti Mata. This I told you many times. The mother alone knows what food should I give this baby. The newborn baby, only mothers feed. Afterwards, then it liquids. Then slowly, there's a day when you have to start this solid. Even in India, before starting the solid, we won't straight away start. We do puja, pray to Bhagavan, then we give you the solid also. Anna Prashanam. Like that, then when you can give what? And then you won't even give biscuits and cakes, what all you eat for the baby. Because baby cannot digest. What it has, how much it can consume, how much it can digest, what it can digest, the mother knows. Similarly, Veda Mata knows that every baby here, 60, 70 doesn't matter, all the babies needs to be fed with palatable food alone. Therefore, what now? Upanishad itself talks about Srishtihi. If there is no creation, why Upanishad introduces creation? Talks about the creation. Talks about the creation and tells us like a story. Akashad vayuhu vayoragni agnerapah adbhyah prithivi prithivya oshadayaha oshadibhyonam annat purushaha. All big stories, and from there it came, and the whole Jagat came into being. Like that, Upanishad introduces the Srishti, talks about the Srishti. Then finally it says what? There is no Jagat. There is no creation. Isn't it? Sugar-coated pill. No, then first it says like this, all has come into existence from Brahman. Then finally says, nothing has come, only Brahman is, there is no Jagat, there is no creation. It's very big fact. That's why initially he says, only for the well-being, mental health of the, to sustain the interest in Vedanta study, to retain the interest of the students in the Vedanta study, to continue and help them become sharper and sharper, subtler and subtler, intellectually sharper, mentally subtler, we have to become, in order to help us become sharper intellectually, subtler mentally, Upanishad itself, to presents this topic of creation. Okay, look at this. Jatihi tu deshita buddhaihi. Jatihi deshita. Jatihi means the topic of creation has been introduced, directed by the wise people, rishis, in the Upanishads. It means not their creation. Okay? In the teaching itself, Vedanta, Upanishad itself what? Talks about this Srishti. Why Srishti is introduced. Understand? Deshita. Then Ajatehe Trasatam Sada. This Trasata means the people who are very highly frightened of what? The fact of creation being not there. Frightened of knowing the creation being not there. Very frightening fact for them. It's a fact, but frightening. Because of the because they do not have the capacity to digest this fact, grasp this fact. It is very frightening fact. See, the fact understood is joy and happiness. Fact ununderstood is what? Fear. Frightening, confusing. That is why there's a way how it has to be given slowly. Isn't it? Therefore, Buddhaihi, for the wise people, why the wise people, this topic means in the very Upanishad itself, the topic of creation has been introduced and discussed, not for the sake of establishing the creation, but finally to negate the creation, to say there's no creation, for the sake of people who are frightened of this, frightened of this creation being not real. The fact, frightened of, understand this fact of creation being not real. If you say there's no creation, means what? There will be, you will feel very, very lonely. Difference is between what? Loneliness and aloneness. Being alone is different from being lonely. Wise person can be alone. Isn't it? What is being alone for a wise person is loneliness for an ignorant person. In aloneness, there is, in wisdom there is aloneness, there is happiness, there is fullness. Isn't it? Whereas in loneliness there is fear, there is insecurity. Therefore, there is a big difference here. Trasat means trasatam for those people who are very, very frightened of this. Frightened means what? Insecure. It is difficult for one to be by oneself. Even at home, that is the reason when we talk to somebody on the phone also, something should be, if notebook and pad, suppose a pen is there, if you're talking to somebody for a while, you can see how many drawings you have made, or how much you have scribbled, how much paper you have wasted. If you take and see after you finish the conversation, you will know why you do that. They're all expressions of your what? Restlessness. It's all expression of insecurity. Second thing, if nobody is there, nothing is there, nothing to be done, physically I had nothing to do, and then nobody's at home to talk to me, if I don't watch television, if I don't read books, if your attention is not in any work, no hoovering work, no washing work, nothing, simply you're asked to sit. Sit here in one place. Of course, we should be very active. Physical is a different thing. Suppose somebody asks you to sit in this chair without moving, without doing any physical activity, without thinking of anything. Don't think of anything. Without thinking of wife or husband or children or relatives or friends or some associates or something else, or without thinking of anything, without doing physically anything, sit for some time. Nobody can sit. If you're alone means you will start, what now? You'll be living in your own world, daydream. Your mind will be thinking of something. You need to read something, speak to something, write something, read something, do something. You must be involved in some action or the other. I cannot be by myself. Okay, that is the basic human problem. We do not know. That is the reason we all want to be part of something. That is why any organization will survive in the world. Swamiji always beautifully puts it. Everyone will have done, any one person will have at least 2-3 followers. Why? Because the world is needy. Therefore, I want to be part of something. That is why any organization where I feel secure, where I feel comfortable, where I can meet people, where I can be of something, we always want to be part of something. It's all what? Is all it reveals only our need to be, our expresses our needs. That means we are dependent. We cannot be by ourselves. In fact, understanding this basic human requirement, basic need alone, even the Indian Vivaha, the marriage also, is based on this. Companionship is a must for one. Emotionally, that is the only way we can grow. That is why even the marriage has been organized, is also for what? Emotional companionship. The world, because it is impossible for one to be emotionally independent. That's why when the sannyasa also you take, then you are dependent on what again? Totally Shastram. Dependence is on the Shastram. Thereby emotional dependence is also on the Guru. But the real Guru is the one who helps you discover your freedom from emotional dependence. You become free from the dependence upon even Guru and Shastram also. This is the one Guru, not the one who makes you emotionally hang around all the time. Really. That is Pujya Swamiji is the meaning of the word Guru, really. In giving that wisdom. You have the wisdom, have the vision, be wherever you are, still you will be fine. Isn't it? That's the why I want to say here. Here, ajatehe tasatam jatistu deshita. Why Upanishad discusses the topic of creation. I'll stop here. Now we have interesting verses following. We'll read that following verses. Please have your tea and come back. I really want to finish because I've been very slow all these days. So.
Clear.